and I'm super excited to be stamping with you today. I hope you had a wonderful weekend, and I'm just gonna get my Stampin' Lips on, and then I'm gonna say, wow, I look like I'm dressing for the lady of the night with my blush here today, but it's all good. It is wonderful to see you here today. Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate you being here. I hope that you, oops, sorry, I'm just popping my live up here on my phone. I am super happy that it is Monday, because that means we're just closer to the weekend. Do you believe that? Yeah, I really wish that it was Friday. Is that bad? I really do wish it was Friday. I feel like the weekend wasn't long enough. Last week was a week, and yeah, I really could go for like a whole weekend off. That's not even something I should be saying, because I didn't work this weekend, really. I did a little, but not like all day or anything. Anyway, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm having a rough go of it today. I got, actually, my son called me just a short time ago and told me something awful, that a kid he went to school with was found hung at his fraternity, not my son's fraternity, where this kid goes to school. And I know Carl was upset about it, and I was upset hearing it. And I'm not going to cry 2 weeks in a row, but I told him, that I just reminded him that I loved him, and that no matter what happened in this world, there's always a way out. We'll always be able to help him through. So that was heavy, and I wasn't expecting that. So that's really just so unfortunate. It just breaks my heart, and I can't even imagine what his parents are going through. So, okay, but on a happier note, it's Monday, the sun is shining. It's not super warm, but it's not super cold. We took the dogs for a walk, and it was really windy. Actually, I'm surprised I got my hair back under control, because let's just say it was all over the place. But it was lovely to get out, because yesterday was a cold, rainy, blustery day. So it was nice to have the sun shining today. So I was very happy about that. Also, I'm getting just the last couple touches ready for my watercolor retreat that is happening here, not this weekend, but the week after. And I'm just super giddy about that. I really, really, really am looking forward to that. And then this week, we've got a bunch of classes and kits going out the door, and all kinds of fun things coming. So that's a lot of fun as well. I'm excited about all the projects to share with you. So if you aren't registered for the Thankful Garden online class, believe me when I tell you, you should be. The projects are so beautiful. And this bundle is I've been working with it, and the projects are just really beautiful. It's just a beautiful, soft, springy bundle that I think you're just going to love. Speaking of spring, we are going to make some fairly springy, maybe even borderline summery cards today. So I'm excited about that. It is officially spring. That happened last week, which is just glorious, because there's nothing better than when spring and summer hit. They're my two favorite seasons. I have to say this, and oh my gosh, don't strike me down, but I have to say I was a little disappointed with the winter. I wanted it to be a little bit more snowy. I know some of you probably don't feel that way, but we didn't get much snow this summer, or winter, pardon me, winter. And I was really hoping for just a little more. I mean, I'm not talking like an avalanche, but a little more would have been nice. So anyway, but that's okay. All right. Now, if we get on top of our projects today, I feel like we might be able to do a bonus project. We'll see. We'll see. I was kind of playing with something while I waited for those last few minutes to to till our live started, and I think I came up with something kind of fun. So, yeah, I'm excited about it. So anyway, just a reminder, the Thankful Garden is this beautiful new bundle. It comes with stamps, dies, and decorative masks, and it's just gorgeous. You can, there should be a link in the description of this video. Otherwise, I sent out an email earlier today if you're on my email list about it. And it's a really beautiful class. I think you're going to love it a lot. So there's that. I'm also just sort of panic cleaning my desk because I got to switch my camera around here in a minute. And let's just say I'm not ready for you to see my desk at this point in time, but we're almost there. So, okay, I think I'm going to flip things around. A couple reminders. So we've got class coming out. We have, class coming out. Oh, we have about one more week left to get entered into the March Stamping with the Creativity to Cave card challenge, which features a really simple layout. In fact, I'm going to do basically the same layout in one of my cards today. Let's see. I think it's my last card. It's a variation of our layout. It's really simple. And also, sorry, I don't know if I have this positioned right because I think it's cutting some of my face off. Anyway, and let's see, what else? I think that's it. So a bunch of fun things are coming out this week. So make sure that you are involved because we would love to have you. All right, I'm going to flip my camera and we are going to get going. Oh, I know what is also making this day a little harder. I gave up Diet Coke again. So if we can be real for a minute. I was doing so well. I was off of it for so long. And then, you know, same with my little weight program. Did so well. And then I got off of it. Well, I'm back on that too. So maybe telling you will help me stay honest with it. I just am mad at myself, but that's for another day. Because this is a happy place and it's Monday and it's the best day to be stamping with me and the Creativity Cave, and I hope that you are excited about that. Oh, if I can, actually, I'm going to flip my camera. Sorry, my nose is itching. I'm going to flip my camera and then I'm going to show you something that I painted. It's not quite done. But I did get some good painting in this weekend, which makes me happy. And I just wanted to share it with you and see what you think. It is really awesome, I think. So, okay. Yeah, I know y'all know about the Diet Coke. I love the idea of, and I'm not going to be political, but I love the idea of Make America Healthy Again, because I think we are not healthy, generally speaking. I don't think anybody would really argue about that. So I love the idea of it. And I keep seeing these memes of RFK Jr. like looking at you, and it says something like when you have a midnight snack, and then it's RFK looking at you like judging you. I think those are super funny. Anyway, so I really am trying to take that to heart. Also, my son is so healthy. He is really inspiring me too because he's so good. So I'm trying to live up to him, if you know what I mean. Like, I'm trying so hard. So, yeah, Diet Coke is just, it's the devil's juice. We were talking about the devil's lettuce, which is the MJ, you know what I mean? And this is the devil's juice. Probably alcohol more is, but Diet Coke is my devil's juice. Anyway, okay. But again, happy place. It's a safe place. And so I know what it's like when you get addicted to that. Also, can I just say I have a headache? But I've been weaning myself. Yesterday I had not much, and today I will maybe have like one can. I think I'm gonna have to have a can after this because my head hurts. But that's just kind of weaning me off. I was drinking like a big fountain thing once or twice a day, which is way too much. So yeah. And luckily I have a really supportive husband. He needs to stop too. But we're doing it. Well, I don't know if he's giving up Diet Coke, but he's supporting me in doing it. I would like him to do that too. So anyway, okay. So if you are trying to do it, good luck with that. How do I feel about Coke Zero? It's the same. It doesn't matter. I don't think anybody should be drinking the amount of Diet Coke that I drink. I think it's bad. I mean, it's like switching one bad thing for another bad thing. So yeah, I'm just gonna, yeah. Patricia says Pepsi is your kryptonite. I know. How many a day? So my husband and I would go to the gas station because I love fountain soda, and I would have a big one, which is probably 40 ounces. And sometimes I would have. These are like confessions, right? No, I don't like coffee because obviously that would be an easy switch. No, I don't like coffee, so I'm just drinking water. Which is something I need to be drinking more of anyway. So there you go. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna flip my camera around so I can show you my pretty painting. I actually have to grab it, but yeah. Okay. This is always so tricky because it's just a goofy setup, but I think I can do it. There we go. I just gotta get my light to adjust. I don't understand this thing. It has this weird insert and it's goofy. Okay, but I think we're there. Okay. Oh, Laurel, I'll take it. Thank you. Bless your heart. All right, so here we are. Actually, I should raise this up so that you're not like, there we go. That's a little better. All right. Oh, I'll leave you with this super pretty card that I got, and then I'll come back. Let me grab my painting. I'll be right back. Okay, are you guys ready for this? I'll show you this card here in a minute, but here's my painting. So it's really, here, I'll turn my light on. Does that help? Not really. Maybe a little. I painted this weekend. It still has one more small row of triangles to go, but I was pretty excited about it. So, isn't it pretty? It's like a rainbow, but not. So yeah, I love this. Okay. Oh, so thanks guys. I'm really loving this one. This is a little quilt square This is what it looks like when you're not layering it up. This is one I did a long time ago, but this one, actually, this one is on better paper and better painting skills. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you. Again, it's not quite done, but yeah, so that was something I worked on this weekend. One of the things. All right, now I did get some cards in the mail. I gotta grab one more. Hold on one sec. I love getting cards in the mail. It's just the best. And I think with everything last week, I forgot to share my mail. So I've got several cards to share with you. But isn't this just stunning? I loved this one so much. This is from Dolores, who's on my team, and she's just the best. Isn't this so pretty, though? She did the elements of text on here, and I thought it just looked great. So that is really pretty. This is with the beautiful, beautiful butterflies, right? Is that the name of that? Oh my gosh. How lame is it if I don't know that? Actually, I really wanted to use this bundle today, but it's not available just yet. Beautiful Butterflies is correct. Then here is a cute little St. Patrick's Day card that I got. I think this one was from Debbie. Yes. And this was just so fun. Very, very cute. I love it. Debbie, thank you. Look at this beautiful card. This is with the mixed media florals. But what's the bundle actually called? Mixed florals, maybe? Or mixed... I don't know. I don't have it, but it's okay. It's all good. Anyway, there you go. So anyway, this one, isn't this awesome? This one is from Brandy, who is just the best. She said, thanks for the birthday card, and she sent me a super pretty card. So I love that. Then how fun is this? This is another super cute card. This is from Cindy, who's on my team. Actually, she's one of my oldest customers, but I just love this. How fun is that card? So thank you so much, Cindy. With coordinating envelope, I love. And then Sherry, who's on my team, sent me this thank you card. So thank you so much for that, Sherry. So cute. And then, she, I love this. Smile, you've got happy mail. Such a cute little sticker that she put on her packet or her card. And then this card just made my heart happy. This card is just, I would say, the epitome of a Dina card. It just blew my socks off. This one is from Donna. Bless your heart, Donna. Oh, I love this. I'm hanging it up. Thank you so much. Can you tell it's a Dina card? We've got a rainbow. We've got watercoloring. What more could a girl ask for? It's just so awesome. So anyway, I thought that you guys would love these cards. And thank you so much to everybody who's sent me a card in my mailbox. It just is the best. Okay, oh, and actually, there's one more thing I need to show you. So this came for me also. And this is from one of my team members who was with us at Onstage, and I just love this. Sometimes you forget that you're awesome, so this is your reminder. So this is a little, like a coffee mug. I do drink tea, and on my little weight program, there's hot chocolate, so I will for sure use this like all the time. So thank you for that. This is from Karen on my team. And then she sent me these, and these are really kind of cool. I'd never seen anything quite like that before, but these are little, I think they're like little frames, and you can stick something in here, and then you close it up, and then it like sits in this little thing, like a little display type frame. So isn't that fun? It's super cute. And I am excited to try to find fun things to stick in here. So she sent a little note saying that she liked these. So I thought that was really cool. So thank you for that. What a fun little colorful package that came in the mail. And you know, I love it when my signature colors are included in things. So, oh gosh, isn't that just the best color? So anyway, I'm glad I showed these to you because now I can use them. Okay, so that's my show and tell. Okay, we also have, as mentioned before, a few things happening this month. Let me get my papers. Let's see. Da, 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 da. Okay. So first and foremost, as I mentioned earlier, the Thankful Garden online class is coming out. It is just so beautiful. Oh, Brenda, that's a great idea. Try your pins from on stage. That's cool. Yeah, that's a great idea. Oh, I love that. Okay, so the Thankful Garden online class is coming out. This is just, like I said, it's such a fun class. We have such pretty projects planned for you. And what I love is the variety of different ways you can use this bundle. You can stamp and color in, you can stamp and mask in, you can just mask. There's all kinds of different ways to do this. So I think you're going to love the projects in this class. And the papers are so pretty and springy and wonderful. Paint with Dina, I posted some more lessons, so check them out. We did this one right here this week or this month, and it was a new lesson added, and it was really fun. I actually had a really good time doing more and more of those. I kind of got hooked on them and couldn't stop. In fact, let me show you. This is another one I did that I just loved. So if you are not in Paint with Dina, it is a really fun event that I do every month. I have different lessons, and it's to help you keep your watercolor practice up. I do watercolor just pretty much every single day. I did not watercolor every single day while I was on stage, but that was mostly because we were so busy and it was really exhausting by the end of the day. But I really do hit my watercolors pretty much every single day, and it just makes me happy. So I love how relaxing it is. It just makes everything better. So I would love to have you join us. You can see all the lessons that we've done so far. The price is going to be going up here, I think in June. So if you aren't subscribed, make sure to get subscribed. If you're already in, you are locked in at that low, low rate of $5 a month. But it will be going up in probably June 1st. So make sure you are in. But like I said, if you're already in, you are good to go. So no problems there. Okay, we are full. There's no more space left there. And then our Sunshine and Creativity Delivered coming up for April. Make sure you're registered by the 31st of March is going to be for Black and White with a Pop of Color, which is just like the best. I'm very, very much excited about that. We will do all kinds of fun projects, and I think you're going to love them. Now, today, the projects I'm making, you can get a free card kit. This is one of the last card kits I'll be doing because our system is changing with Stampin' Up! With the way rewards are done. And so you will earn rewards in your own account. If you don't already have an online account, make sure to set one up. Just go to stampinup.com and you can create an account. And then you will start earning rewards with orders of $20 or more. All of this is going to start on April 15th. So watch for that to happen. It will start in April, and you will earn 10% rewards on all the orders you place. It's like a punch card or a loyalty card or Kohl's Cash, whatever you want to call it. So you can earn rewards that you can redeem on a future purchase, and you just have to have a Stampin' Up! Account to do that. So it's going to be really great. If you're already one of my online customers, don't worry, you're ready to go already. You're set. Nothing needs to be done. If you're one of my online customers who has like 4 different accounts, you're going to have to pick one and stick with it. So be aware of that. Just let me know if you have questions. But yeah, you gotta use your own account or one account. Okay. Now, if you spend $75 or more, you will get an embellishment to go with today's projects, as well as the card kit. And then you'll also get the mixed media florals All-Star Video Class Bundle. This PDF is so awesome. Really wonderful projects. Have to say, a really beautiful project. I watercolored. I think you'll like it. But lots of fun projects in here with this really adorable collection of online exclusive items. So I think you'll love it. All right, friends, that's all for my announcements. Let's get stamping. So today we are going to work with the Linked Together bundle. Now this is just like my online classes this month. This is a bundle that has stamps, dies, and decorative masks. Okay, so it's really kind of fun because there's so many different things that you can do with this set. It also has really fun dies. There's 2 different flowers, some kind of leafy branches, an oval, and kind of a I guess a diamond, and then a little lattice die cut piece. And then of course, some really beautiful words. I love the font, and I love the mixed font where you can kind of mix and match those pieces. So let's get going. My first project is going to be with a little ink blending. So I'm going to start with a couple of the decorative masks. And what's really fun about these is you can get a very different look depending on which masks you combine. So they're the first 3, and they're numbered, by the way. There's a little notch here, which is like a registration mark, which I'll explain here in a moment. And then there's a number 1, and it goes to 5. And you can combine these in different combinations. We're going to do that a little bit here today. And then you can use them, like you can do 1, 2, 3, and then you could use just these, or you could do 1 and 5, or you could do 1 and, let me pull out the other one, 4. Okay, because they all like line up, and so it's really fun. Let me put it this way, and then you'll see a little better. But they're really interesting the way they fit together. So let's get started with this. Now I'm going to take and put some scrap paper down. And when I do this, what I like to do, I'm going to start with a piece of basic white. I'm going to put this down onto my scrap paper with just a little piece of adhesive. And then I'm going to kind of line my cardstock up. Now, I'm going to place my decorative masks on top. This is, by the way, a 3 3/4 by 5 inch piece of cardstock. So it's going to fit this mask really nicely. And then you can see I mentioned the registration mark. So what I like to do is take and using a pen, just kind of line that up. And I like to kind of put this corner down here too, just because it helps. Okay, so I've now marked this down here and up here, so I can line this decorative mask up with this as needed. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I've pulled together a little kind of a rainbow, if you will. I've got peach pie, pretty in pink, petunia pop, azure afternoon, and a summer splash. So I'm going to start with my lightest color, and we're going to do some ink blending. So I'm going to pick up some ink, get rid of the first little bit, and I want to go real light on this. Okay. So I'm just putting down a nice light layer of ink on here and about the first 2 rows of design. Okay. And then I'm going to switch to my next color, which is pretty in pink. And I'm going to do the exact same thing. Pick up some of that pretty in pink. Get rid of a little bit off on my paper. And then I'm going to lightly blend it onto my cardstock. And if I moved my thing, I'm going to put it back. Okay, so again, we don't want this to be too loud and proud. We want it to be light and subtle, which is not exactly what I am. Okay, then I'm gonna go on to Petunia Pop. Same story, different color. So I just get rid of that first kind of intense amount of ink off to the side so that what's left is a little bit lighter and more subtle. And we're going to have just a beautiful little design left over. Okay, next up, Azure Afternoon. I say it wrong the first time and then I get it right the second time. Now this is a color that I'm pretty sure is going to be fairly vibrant. So I want to make sure I get a good amount of that off so that it's not too wild. And you can see I'm being a little bit careful using just an exceptionally light touch on this. Okay, light and subtle. There we go. That was tricky, not gonna lie. All right, and then my last color is Summer Splash, a close cousin to Coastal Cabana, the color that lets us know God loves us. Okay, and one final time, we're gonna get rid of that first bit of ink and then do the nice soft and subtle remainder on here. Okay, now are you guys ready for the big reveal? Because this is so pretty. All right, here we go. But wait, we're not done. Okay, so that was really pretty, right? But we're not done. We're going to add in an additional decorative mask. So I'm going to line that registration mark up here and in the corner. And now I'm going to repeat this whole process again, but this time we're not going to be subtle. We're going to be loud and proud. Okay, so what we want is we want to mark up this little detail design on top, and we're throwing down the color so it is nice and vibrant against that nice subtle light design that we did. So I'm using the same colors in the same areas, but rather than dabbing off that ink, I'm going full bore. We want to make sure that the color is going to stand up against that nice subtle background, and I can already tell it looks amazing. Okay. Now you could take a darker tone of each of these. So for instance, I did peach pie at the top. I could have used some pumpkin pie over the top of this. I did Pretty in Pink. I could have gone with like Flirty Flamingo over the top, but because I did a nice light layer to start with, I can just use the same ink color, but a more vibrant second layer with these little detail dots, which I just love this little pattern. It's like little eyelets, which is so pretty. Okay, so there's that one. And next up, we've got the Azure Afternoon. Ooh, we're going to use that on another card. You know, this is a color I kind of forget about. I always pick Coastal Cabana in place of it, and I think this is a color that needs a little bit more love. Okay, and then last but not least, we've got our Summer Splash. Okay, here we go. Oh, I just kind of moved that, so I hope that doesn't mess things up too much. I don't think it will. All right, so are you ready for the next big reveal? Oh, so fun. Look at how cute this is. I just love how pretty these colors are. Okay, so I'm gonna close these up before something rotten happens. We don't want anything rotten happening. All right, and then, ooh, I can't remember if I die cut my little label for this or not. I might not have. Well, oh no, actually I didn't. Okay, hold on. Sorry. I remember why. Because we are using a little strip of white on this. Okay, so let me get rid of this so you can actually see this. So bright and cheerful, right? Okay, I'm gonna put that on a thick white card base. So let's give that a good crease, and then we will place this over the top like so. We're probably gonna pop it up, I'm not gonna lie. And then I wanted to take one of my sentiments And this set does have some really fun sentiments. Gosh, what did I do with it? Oh, it's right here. This has some really nice sentiments. So I think I'm going to do a happy day. So I'm going to do wishing you a happy day. And I love that because, you know, it could be a birthday, it could be just a cheerful day, whatever, you know, there's so many possibilities with this, which I think are just great. Okay, so I'm going to stamp this. Here's the $10 million question. What color do I stamp it in? I feel like Azure Afternoon is going to be my color. Okay, and I'm going to do it on this end of my paper. And I've got it kind of, let's see. I want to trim it to the same width as my paper here. So I'm kind of putting it down a little bit lower on here, and then we're going to add wishing you on top. And I'm going to do that in some smoky slate. And oh yes, gosh, if you could give me the thumbs up, that would just rock. It does really help a lot. Okay. So wishing you is a nice soft color. Oh, perfection. Okay, and then I'm gonna give this a quick trim. And we'll do this, let's see, to 3 7/8. So that means it's gonna stick out just a touch across the white paper. So let us pop this up here. Oh, finished off a sheet of dimensionals. That's, for some reason, that just always makes me happy. But I love, there's nothing better than a new sheet of dimensionals, so it's kind of a funny thing, isn't it? Okay, and aren't these just fun spring into summer colors? Okay, so that's popped up onto our card. So cute. Okay, then what I wanted to do was add some of these little flowers. So these flowers come in our stamp set. And I'm going to pop them up over a little touch of ribbon. Or my sentiment is going to go over my little touch of ribbon. This is the iridescent striped trim from the annual catalog, which is perfect because it's, you know, it just kind of that little iridescent-y look goes so nicely with all of this. And I'll throw a little of that on here to kind of tack it down onto my card. And then we'll pop this on top and add our flowers. Now there's a couple of different designs of flowers in here. There's kind of a daisy, and then I don't know, I'd call this maybe like a posy or just sort of a generic flower, but they're really fun and easy to add to a card because they just kind of go. And so I'm just gonna stick them on here like this. Now, personally, I would maybe use like rhinestones in the center of these, something kind of, I don't want to say boring, but like not necessarily colored, but you for sure could do color. Now, the embellishment that I'm giving away this week is actually a colored embellishment, but it doesn't 100% go with this card. So I'm going to actually recommend the one I had last week, which is these iridescent faceted gems. So I'm going to switch this out, but you're going to, the embellishment you get this week is a little different. But you probably have a like a clear type of a gem somewhere in life that you could substitute for this. I just think this is so cute. But the colored ones are going to be really cute on our other cards. They just didn't quite match all the colors of this particular card. So how beautiful is that? Oh my gosh, I just love it. So super fun. Now you can also add something to the inside. So if you want, what I am actually going to do is I'm going to just take and use this. Well, let's keep it clean. And I'm just going to throw this down and just really quickly with just the ink that's left on here, sponge these. Oh, and I should 100, well, too late now, Dina. I didn't have that moved over quite right, but it won't matter. We're just going to throw a little bit of the colors left on our brush on here, and that will give us a nice little background to finish this card off with. Like that. Oh, so cute. And you've got that nice thick edge, so you don't have to worry about getting ink beyond it, which I love about this mask as well, because if they cut it too close to the edge, then you would get ink everywhere, and that would be no bueno. Okay, so there is the sweet little inside to our very fun first card. So there you go. Now, obviously, you could do this in just about any color combination you'd like. So many options for that particular design. So if you don't have this bundle, oh my goodness, I really recommend it. It's just really versatile. You know, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, that's all right. You know, I wasn't like super thrilled with it, but I have been just using it here and there a lot. And then obviously my cards today are dedicated to this bundle specifically, and I love it. Just love it. Okay. So our next card is going to be another super fun one. So I'm going to start with a piece, same size. This is 3 3/4 by 5. This one is Coastal Cabana. Okay. And I'm going to use, this is stencil, nope, not that one, this one, stencil number 4. And I'm just going to use stencil number 4 by itself. Now you're going to laugh at me. I'm going to line this stencil up on my sheet, and I'm going to stick this piece down under here because it will fit, and there should be a little adhesive left from before, and then all of my lines mark up. Okay, so now I'm going to do Coastal Cabana. So I've got that out, and we'll just go to town on this. Now, I think personally that this looks really wonderful when you kind of start in and go subtle, meaning I always get rid of that first bit of ink, and then I'm just going to have a light touch on here. If you go super dark, you can get like dark lines on your stencil, which you may or may not like. So this is going to look really subtle. And what's nice about this is that there's no like real dark edges, a little dark, but not like super dark in between each of those. And you get those when you when you're too aggressive in your stenciling. So don't be aggressive in your stenciling. I'm just going to turn this, hold on to it, get rid of my first layer of ink again, and go again, soft and subtle. Now you could also come back in and add some more adds like the design we just used on here. I'm just going to leave it plain as is. So it's fun to combine the different designs, but it's also fun to just use them individually. Okay. Ooh, you know what would be fun is to go over this, let it dry, and then go over this with white with that little eyelet pattern that we just used. I can't do that because mine's all dirty, but white ink on this would be kind of cool. All right, so there is our fun little design. Just adds a lovely little design. Okay, Margaret asks, if you use blender brushes, stamp these brushes in your ink pads, do you need to re-ink when you're done? Nope. Nope, you do not. I mean, eventually, if you're doing a swap, I'm sure you would, but like, no, if you're just making a one-off here and there card, it's not using that much ink. These little, there's like a billion. I mean, I low-key counted them. Kidding. There are so many bristles in here. They pick up the ink, but it doesn't like suck all the ink out of your pad. It's just because there's, I don't know, it just works. I have not discovered that being an issue unless I'm doing like many quantities of them, you know, like preparing for a swap or something like that. Multiples is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so I'm going to adhere this to a layer of Azure Afternoon, which as you can probably see, I die cut that little diamond die cut out of this. And I'm going to add that to my card, and then I'm going to add the oval that's from this set on top. And I'm going to stamp my oval, and it says, "So happy for you." I think this would make an amazing wedding card or shower card, because I think the the wedding shower and wedding shower season, or baby shower season even, is upon us. It's coming. So this is just a really fun way to make a really pretty card for that. Now we have, and I'm excited about this. I have two options for card bases on this one. You can, or we can, do either a basic white card base, or, okay, or we could put in kind of the wild hair, which is a petal pink card base. So I think either is kind of pretty. I think I might have to say white is probably what I want. And we've got some more of those flowers. I've got a little kind of leafy design that we're going to incorporate in here. So it's just so fun. Maybe we'll not spread them out like I had there. Oh, I love that. Or we can do this. I think I'm going to stick with white. But if I would have done petal pink flowers, I think the petal pink actually would have rocked. Just saying. But I wanted to do white, mainly because I couldn't find a quick piece of petal pink before my live started. Okay, so let's get all of this going. Again, I've got my thick white card base, and I'm going to adhere this layer to my card. I also did not like fold my card very well. There we go. All right, I'm going to pop this up to my card like so, and I just love the colors, but I think that petal pink is, I know it didn't look quite right on here. I think it is like actually really good with these two colors, but anyway, another time. All right, so we've got "So Happy for You," and that's going to go on top of our diamond. So let's pop those layers up, because I mean, hello. Okay, and then I'm going to pop this up. And I love this geometric pattern. It's, I think it's really trendy. It's a design that I see like out in places like Target and like different stores, that makes me think it's kind of awesome. Okay, so I've centered that, and then I'm going to tuck this with just a mini glue dot onto my card. I'm going to tuck it in under kind of the back here, just a little bit like that. So cute. And then we're going to do these once again. And you see how I foof them. You got to make them dimensional. It's just everything's better dimensional. I love it. Not pink. I know. I know. I didn't like it. But again, if my flowers were a different color, I think it would have rocked. Oh, I can hear it's dinner time for the puppies upstairs. Oh my gosh, I have to tell you this. I was going to tell you this earlier, but then I got sidetracked. So yesterday was like a really rainy, blustery day, and my husband and I decided to just go for a drive just to get out of the house a little bit. And we took the puppies because we couldn't walk them because it like rained all day. Anyway, so we're on our drive, and my dog, Milo, he is like a little vixen. He takes up like, and vixen is not the word. He is the devil, I guess. He takes up, yesterday it was 7/8 of the back of the car. I measured. Okay, not really, but he takes up the whole back seat. So he's sitting right here. Izzy is sitting right next to him. All of this space in the back is open, and he's just sitting there. And then he laid down for a while. Again, Izzy had to like lay on top of him or stay there. And oh my gosh, I took pictures and sent them to my kids because they think it's really funny. It's just so bad. Okay, now to really make this card pop, I'm going to put yellow dots on the inside. And how springy summery is this? So much fun. I think I'm going to do this last one as a little. Look at how fun that is. Now I'm going to also take and spritz this with my clear wing Castella because that just makes everything better. So then, so I took the picture and I kind of was like, Milo. And then I turned around again and Izzy tried to like get under him and so she could spread out a little bit. And then he literally like pushed her back. Like, you're such a brute. Okay, so happy for you. All right, then on the inside, we're going to stamp a little as well. I'm going to add my wishing you once again. There's also a little phrase that says just a note, which is nice, but obviously I don't want to write that on this very important card. So in Coastal Cabana, I'm going to stamp wishing you. And then in Azure Afternoon, right? Yes, that's what we use. Just checking. I'm going to do a lifetime of love. Okay. So cute. And then I'm just going to stick another one of these little flowers in here like that. Now you could, well, I guess I could have done this too. I could have colored that with something. I could really go rogue and add a little dot to this. I mean, normally we don't put dots on the inside, but gosh darn it, I think it's going to be super cute. And I was right. But isn't that fun? And nobody'll know that you're not supposed to do that. So anyway, I just thought that is such a fun, super cute card with this little bundle. Okay. Then let me close this up. And our last card is going to use the little lattice die. Now the lattice die is pretty cool too because they made it to coordinate not only with the stamp set and everything, but also with the decorative masks. So you could decorative mask things up and then add the lattice die over the top. But I thought we would go in a slightly different direction. So I'm going to take and start with a Granny Apple Green card base. And then I'm going to use some designer series paper to go underneath this. And I'm using one of my faves, which is this mixed media floral designer series paper. It's black and white on one side and then these beautiful fun colors on the other. And then when you combine that with the lattice die cut out in black, it's just so fun. It just pops. Love it. Okay, so then what I wanted to do was take and combine some of the other elements. So in this paper, I see some peach pie, maybe some, either like calypso coral or flirty flamingo or just a darker shade of pinky peach in here. So that's kind of fun. So I pulled the peach pie with a layer of cardstock to line up with this. And I just trimmed my cardstock or my DSP to fit my little lattice thing here. So it's just a smidgen smaller than the lattice itself. So to adhere that, I'm gonna pull out my silicone craft sheet and we're gonna hit this with some liquid glue. Okay, you could just put liquid glue on here, but gosh, this works so well. And oh, I just am loving it. So I don't know what it's like in your area, but it's just, the grass is just starting to turn a little bit green here. Still a little dead, but it's getting green. And then the trees have buds on them, just barely. So I'm super excited about that. And that usually means that spring is going to just burst onto the scene here very shortly. So that is kind of what inspired the color choices for today's cards, as I am just so excited about all the things that spring brings. So there we go. This works. This is just such a slick little trick. And I just want to make sure that none of the DSP is sticking out, and it's not, which is great. Okay, so then I'm going to put that on here like so. And then I want to add this to my card. But I feel like this is a pool party layer, which matches one of the kind of shades of color in the background here. But I feel like this needs a little something, so I think I'm going to... trying to decide, do I want to emboss it or do I want to, ooh, magic third option. We're going to emboss with this. Okay, so we did this last week, so let's try and do it again this week. We used a die to emboss with, but we can do this again this time. All right, so I'm gonna take my plates and keep them all normal, like I was die cutting something. But I need a clean silicone craft sheet. This one is in its bag so as to not get dirt, like ink. I don't want to use an inky one on here is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so I'm going to press this down, put that on top. Now it's going to leave a little bit of a weird border just because of the way this die works, or this decorative mask works, but I still think this is going to be good. Okay, so let's run this through. This should work, but this was a last minute thing, so let's make sure. Oh, nope, that's too tight. We're going to take out the thin die adapter because we have that silicone craft sheet. And that felt, it wasn't quite tight enough. So I think what I'm going to do is put a shim of cardstock on top to make up, but I'm just going to double check this first. Yeah, we need a shim on top. Okay. Now it should be good. And by the way, a shim is just a piece of cardstock that I ran through on top of here. But before, I'm gonna just double check. Nope. Let's try 2 shims. Okay. Okay, I think I could feel that a little better. But still not really. And I did my sandwich wrong. It doesn't matter, but I mean, I can see it on there. It's just not very dark. So I'm going to try it one final time, this time with 3 shims. Okay, so I'm going to put this back on. I lined everything back up. 1, 2, you guys are going to giggle at me. 3 shims of cardstock over the top. And let's see what happens. Oh yeah, that's tighter. You need it to smoosh into your cardstock, and now I see a lovely subtle texture. Do you see that? Oh, so fun. Now you could even combine this with ink blending over the top. I mean, you can do whatever. It's just a fun technique. So one more time, the sandwich was my base plate, my multi-purpose plate, a cutting plate, my silicone craft sheet, my cardstock, the decorative mask, another cutting plate, and then 3 sheets of cardstock on top. These are half sheets as shims. That's what I call a shim, because it might vary with what your machine is. My machine required 3, yours might not. So you can see, obviously, as I did that, you watched me just keep adding the sheets. I knew I was getting close, but yeah. So you don't want to force it through, but it does work, which is very fun. Okay, so there's a little embossing. Now I could have done an embossing folder, but I just thought this would be kind of a fun and interesting way to use these decorative masks. So you can do whatever you'd like. Now I did die cut the oval out of the center of this, and we're going to stamp on that here in just a moment. Then we'll take our, oh my gosh, what did we do with it? Where's our lattice piece? Leave it to me. I did all that and then I lost my lattice piece. Did it fall down? Oh, honestly. Oh my gosh. How does this happen to me? It happens like every time I do a video. Did it stick to my plate? No. Ah! Oh my gosh. Well, that's embarrassing. So close, and yet so far away. Well, oh gosh. Check the plates. Yeah, I know I did. They're not. That's for sure where I would have thought they would have ended up, but nope. Okay, well, let's just start putting these together. I'm like checking everything. Man. Okay. We didn't adhere it to anything yet. Nope. All right, well, I'm just going to put this on here. I'm looking one more time to see if it fell. Honestly. It must have run through my machine because look, it's all curled. That's kind of funny. It got stuck to the plate at some point in the process. And you can kind of see it smooshed too, which is kind of funny, which means it probably went through that last time through. Oh, well. Okay, I'm just going to take, there's not stuff on it, but like the dust of my machine, if you know what I mean by that, is on here. And this is actually just cleaning it up a little bit with my adhesive remover. You'd be surprised it actually is doing some stuff. Okay. All right. Now that we got that figured out, gosh, that was just like a moment of panic if there ever was one. Okay. So now what I want to do is add this to my card. I'm going to adhere this directly and then we'll pop up that layer. Because of the curling, I'm just putting a little bit more adhesive on here than I normally would. And then we'll pop, this panel up. Onto our card here. And then we're going to stamp our sentiment, which is just a good old enjoy, which I love. It happens to you too, Sue. It's just such a, you know. Okay, so then I'm going to stamp my enjoy on here. And I think I'm going to do that in my black memento, which my memento pad is an uninked white craft pad. They come uninked, and then I just I put memento ink on there instead of the white ink. And that just gives me a really lovely ink pad for excellent black ink stamping. If you've never seen me do that, I love that. And I just love the contrast of the black ink on this pool party little die cut. And you can see how I die cut the pieces out of the different layers, because that just kind of saves on paper. Okay, now I did die cut for myself a little branchy thing. So just like before, we're gonna tuck that on here because it's just so cute. This little branch is just perfect, kind of both the size and the shape of it. There's a longer one too, but I thought this was perfect. And then I've got this kind of daisy looking flower. Now I do have two of them, but well, I'll use both. Why not? And I'll just offset them from one another to give ourselves a fuller flower, which looks good. Now we got to foof both of them. And I got to use the word foof. That is my official stamping terminology. Look at how fun that is. And then we can contrast that with one of these little dots. These are the dots for days. But this one, it's probably technically, sorry, I don't like how this is sitting on here. It's technically for Flirty Flamingo, but, oh goodness, now bad things are happening. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. This is fitting on here kind of goofy, so I'm just going to take like a half a dimensional here and tuck this underneath so that this is sitting on the same height as my little oval label is. There we go. Now we've got it. Oh, so fun. Look at how cute that is. So we've got this cool design, and then it's kind of subtly in the background on here. So I just love that. Now for the inside of our card, I just need to grab a panel of white. And then we can, I was going to put that flower on the inside, but I stand by what I did. I'm just grabbing my designer series paper so I can just put a little hunk of it in here. To match, because who wouldn't like it to match? Everything's better when it matches. And so I'll just put this, and isn't this just the prettiest piece of paper? It's just so gorgeous. And we'll just put that on the inside so it coordinates. So fun colors. I love the pop of that peach pie against the pool party and granny apple green. I just think it's kind of a fun, happy surprise, all from that paper. Oh, So how cute is that? All right. Now, just a reminder, you can get a card kit for these beautiful cards when you spend $50 in my online store from now until March 30th. And then, sorry, I'm just gotta crease that. And then you can also get an embellishment when you spend $75. You also will get a PDF of these projects and the All-Star Video Class Bundle on the Designer Series paper, the collection that came from the Mixed Media Florals, one of the best. So I hope you loved these. If you did, would you give me the thumbs up in our video and let me know which of these cards is your favorite? The Happy Day, the Enjoy, or Happy For You card. I always love knowing which card is your favorite. It really is fun to see which ones you like. And of course, the thumbs up really helps me with the YouTube. They really like it when you like my videos. So I would appreciate that so much. Thank you guys so much for being here with me today. I will be back here right here next Monday, the 31st of March, the last day of March. And I will have some awesome projects for you. I actually already know what I'm working on, so I can't wait. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here and have a great rest of your week. I will have another video for you this week, so check back. It's going to be a little watercolor project featuring the Thankful Garden. So I think you're going to love it. So just watch my YouTube for that. All right, friends, I will see you soon. Bye.